he also has many children. And so therefore, I think that is probably the only thing that is holding him back from wanting to end his life.
I don't know about that take. I mean, if you did all the things you've done in the past and all these terrible, heinous acts, these treacherous things, right, to the ladies, the men, people that you supposedly care about and love, I would imagine you don't really care that much about your family or potentially kids. I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm not in the Diddler's head. I'm just saying that if you're going to move this way in life, you should know that it's going to affect other people as well, especially like your lineage, your children, your legacy, your image, whoever is going to inherit all the riches and wealth. If you really thought about them, you wouldn't have done what you did in the first place. Hello, and welcome back to another episode here on the Bridge Reacts, and I'm your host here on the channel, Marcus. Thank you for stopping by to see another episode here on the Bridge where we're talking about good things, we're talking about great things, we're talking about positive things as well, and today we're actually talking about some crazy stuff. But welcome to the channel still. P. Diddy, subject matter. I'm gonna get straight to the content and make it a little bit shorter than the, recent videos, but we've already made a video a while back. I want to say maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, talking about, qualities in a great husband. Ironically, use P. Diddy as the opposite of what it would be a great husband. Duh. Obviously, he's not a great person at all, but we kind of talked a lot about all of his stuff, shenanigans and parties and whatever else he has to offer. We're just kind of giving an update on the situation, and the person who's going to do it is Mararely. I do not know how to say his name. I'm so sorry, but this individual here, great content. Please check out the original content creators channel, and I will just get straight to it. But I just want to say a big shout out to you guys as well. Some new subscribers, a lot of likes, a lot of engagement in the comment section. Really appreciate it. We're definitely picking up on the algorithm, which is really cool. It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. Big shout out to you guys, the bridge builders, the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. I don't want to make this whole video necessarily about P. Diddy per se. The real point of this video is the things that you do in the dark will come out to light eventually. So maybe you should live your truest and be the best person you can be, and understand that karma will catch up eventually, whether if it's in this lifetime or it's in the next. So let's get straight to the content.
Coming to you guys with some breaking news that has just struck less than an hour ago. It's been revealed that things are getting very bad for P. Diddy. Hey guys, it's Maradi. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Back at again with another video. If you have not subscribed, please do. I would really appreciate it. It is 4 a.m. in the morning right now, but because there's so much happening, I have to keep you guys updated, especially so much breaking news. So definitely click that button and subscribe. It's just one click. That's all you guys have to do. But some breaking news that has been coming through via People magazine. Sean Diddy Combs is now officially on watch as he awaits trial in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, sources tell People, the MDC. If you watch my recent video, we really looked into the MDC and how they have very bad environments, let's just say, bad quality, maggot infested food, cockroaches, 6 a.m. wake up calls, lights shining in your face, extremely uncomfortable.
If all the things that he has done were true, I think that meal is way too good for P. Diddy, to be honest with you. He can literally eat shit, to be fair. So who cares?
On top of that, he probably is experiencing withdrawal symptoms and also fighting to try and get out of there with both of his bonds denied. So it makes sense that he would be suddenly on watch. They are watching him meticulously. Combs was arrested, as we all know, and according to the U.S. Department of Justice, National Institute of Corrections watch is supervisory precautions taken for or inmates that require frequent observations. Sources tell People magazine that it is for preventative measures as P. Diddy is in shock and his mental state is unclear and he is panicking. He does not know what is going on around him and he is just purely in shock. So everybody is reporting on this. People magazine, The Mirror, many other sources that are corroborating that he is on suicide watch. He is that shocked from everything that has happened, especially in the last 72 hours. If we are all shocked.
Well, to be fair, let's pause it here for a second and we'll get straight to it. My final thoughts towards the end. It makes sense, the withdrawal of not actually consuming those drugs, all those medications and things that he was taking to stay afloat, I guess. All the terrible things you've done. I'd imagine it's really hard to sit with yourself, sober, you know, go to sleep at night, I'd imagine. But I mean, if you've been doing this for 10 plus years, then I guess maybe you're so used to it at this point, especially if you don't really have a soul, right? I truly believe like it's all really hitting him now, and it's not just going to hit him. Keep watching, viewers. Stay tuned for who else is going to be affected by this too. So stay tuned.
From everything that we've seen and how fast it's happened, we can't imagine how shocked he is. He is in mental anguish. His mind has been ripped apart from everything that is happening.
I wonder how Cassie felt. I wonder how all those other victims felt. I wonder, you know, how hard it was for them to wrap their heads around what they were going through.
And on top of that, he doesn't have the pink powder that he wants every other day as a coping mechanism to deal with XYZ. So he's suffering with those withdrawal symptoms. Then in the insanely negative environment that he's in, where he's suffering,
he is a negative environment. Like let me just let the video play.
Makes sense for him to be in a position where he might want to take his life. Is this going to be similar to people like Epstein, who was, I believe, was on suicide watch, but then things took place and of course, you know, he was killed or he committed suicide, whatever the story may be.
Did he though?
I don't know if Diddy will do the same as Epstein because so much has happened, it's inescapable. It would be in his fashion to maybe take his life, to not take accountability for the amount of abuse he's done to so many victims, but also he has too much of a big ego for him to think that he would do that. He would want to ride it out and try win this thing because he believes that he can. He also has many children. And so therefore, I think that is probably the only thing that is holding him back from wanting to end his life.
I don't know about that take. I mean, if you did all the things you've done in the past and all these terrible, heinous acts, these treacherous things, right, to the ladies, the men, people that you supposedly care about and love, I would imagine you don't really care that much about your family or potentially kids. I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm not in the Diddler's head. I'm just saying that if you're going to move this way in life, you should know that it's going to affect other people as well, especially like your lineage, your children, your legacy, your image, whoever is going to inherit all the riches and wealth. If you really thought about them, you wouldn't have done what you did in the first place.
Not only that, but I believe police forces have learned from previous people, quite infamous, who've killed themselves, or, you know, something's happened to them. So perhaps they're going to be a lot more vigilant with Diddy, and people are going to be watching him either 24/7 around the clock, or probably every 2-3 hours, every 20 minutes they come and visit him to see, you know, if he's alive and okay. Or
they don't have
somebody
cameras.
is going to be in there and do the...
Like the whole thing, I keep pausing it, man. I'm making this video longer than it needs to be, but like the whole Epstein thing, did they not have cameras? Are they not like surveillance? It's like, it's the 21st century. Like we are in the modern times is what I'm saying. And you don't have any cameras to prove that this person may have done something to themselves. That's why I don't really buy into the whole Epstein thing. I don't even know if you're allowed to say his name. Editing Marcus blur it out. We'll call him EP.
The deed and off him because he has way too much information on his hands. Because as we discussed in previous videos, way too many Hollywood executives resigned the day after, more than 10. So that to me is not a coincidence, and I genuinely feel like they resigned because things were going to be leaked. Videos apparently and tapes were found.
Yep.
I don't know, because for Homeland Security to be saying publicly that all of this has been found, are they going to show it? Are there going to be names? I don't expect them to be the majority famous names.
It's all coming.
Majority would be insiders, executives. And as we said, there are multiple people involved, especially those who were allowing the IV fluids to be done. Where are those health workers? Where did they go? Where are they right now?
Yeah.
You see, there's a lot more to this.
That's true.
But People magazine have confirmed that he is under watch.
Yeah, if you don't already know, like to the point, like throwing these freak off parties or whatever, getting professional male S workers to, you know, do their thing onto, I guess, his woman Cassie, and then other women as well that he's picked or whatever, and to the point to exhaustion. Like they're just like hours, days, basically, bro. Like making them just keep going, putting drugs into them, keep going, and to the point where they have to be on IV. And like, bro, what? That's like legitimate, like satanic. I guess it's just...
This is insane. It's one of the most harrowing updates for this to be confirmed. Everybody is breaking it as breaking news, which is exactly what this is. So we're going to be doing that over here as well, because this is breaking news. Would we be told imminently within 24 hours that he's passed away, or to 48 hours? Is something like that going to happen?
I don't think so.
We know the trial, you know, might not be a speedy trial, in my opinion. I feel like the lawyers would want as much as time as they want. So I don't think that they would want a speedy trial. And in the US, you are entitled to not have that which therefore means this could be prolonged and we could be getting the trial in 2027, 2028, 2 to 3, 4 years. Whilst that's long for us because we want to find out what's going to happen, the mental anguish for Diddy to be waiting in jail until the trial takes place is insanity for him.
It would be insanity.
He is in such a shock state.
That's like making Drake wait for the Super Bowl for them to all say "not like us" from the world. Like, it's just that anguish that it's going to happen in the future, but you're going to have to just sit there, sleep every night, waking up in cold sweats, knowing that it's going to happen. That's insane. But then again, maybe he deserves that. I'm not God, but then again, maybe if you did all these terrible, horrible things, maybe you deserve a little anguish, right?
People magazine are breaking down his mental anguish, that he is completely frozen, doesn't understand what's going on, panicking, withdrawal symptoms, and is at the lowest moment of his life. But so were his victims when he was dragging them across hotel rooms.
That's what I was
drugging
saying.
them, beating them up. Multiple lawsuits from men and women all coming out. What about all of them, Diddy? You can't abuse people left, right, and center and then expect not to feel or suffer consequences. You thought you were that powerful because your ego took over you, and now you're in a horrific detention center on watch, facing life in prison for your actions. I want to know what you guys think.
And I also want to know what you guys think after my final thoughts, of course, right? So my final thoughts. P. Diddy and all the stuff that's coming out about P. Diddy, all the information and all the individuals who may have helped him. That's another big part of this as well. Names, and these are alleged. I will say alleged again because I don't know all the ins and outs. It's all going to come out to light. So all the individuals who really are on this supposed list, it doesn't really matter. It's going to all come out eventually. So Age of Aquarius, shout out to the Aquarius and Aquarians. You got, Jay-Z, Beyonce, allegedly, once again. There's an Aaron Hall. There's potentially J-Lo to a degree, the Jenners, the Kardashians. There are a lot of different names. And then, like, he made a great point, too. Like, all the individuals who are in the health field, like, they were trying to give the IV to the individuals who were basically worked half to death because of P. Diddy and his little Voyager fantasies and kinks. What about those individuals? What about the individuals who he may have purchased these large loads of thousands of bottles of baby oil and over 700 those? Like, what about those large purchases? Who'd he buy it from? And do they know any information? Like, there's a lot that comes down to this. There's so much. So many people have been affected, but there's so many people who've been a part of it as well. That's a big part of this. So again, the whole point of the video, the whole point of this episode, knowing that things will eventually come to light. Why don't you just move in a way, not just so you can be looked at as a good person, but actually be a decent human being, like actually treat people with some kind of level of love and respect. Even if you're not religious, to each his own. We're not here to try to preach the gospel and tell you to be religious. I just sometimes will speak on God and stuff, right? So the 10 Commandments, things like that. If you follow those specific rules, very simple to a degree, you are basically showing love for yourself, others, and I guess in the whole world, if you want to be cliche and corny, but whatever. You're at least a decent person. And if P. Diddy did those things and he stood by those commandments or any kind of values and morals, he probably wouldn't be in this situation, right? And those individuals who have been affected wouldn't have been affected, and all who encompass into this whole show, they wouldn't have been a part of it. But then again, you around, you find out you want to play games and do crazy behind the scenes stuff, and you want to be rich and famous and powerful and all the other stuff. Like, it's not worth it. It really isn't. And whatever the individuals who helped out Diddy or part of this whole freak off and all the other stuff, like, if you are a part of this, I don't really feel all that bad for you either. I'm gonna be honest. I don't, because I would imagine you have a soul. I would imagine you're a human being. You have a soul. You should have known right from wrong. You're an adult. A lot of these individuals were adults. Some of them may have been minors. It's really hard to say that you knew the risk to a degree. You knew that someone was funny, and you're dealing with someone with such high power, money, fame and fortune and stuff like that, wealth, the means to get rid of people and blow up people's cars. P. Diddy, why would you associate yourself with that individual? It's not worth it. That's just me. It's my final thoughts. I'm rambling now, but we will stay tuned for, more information about P. Diddy. Because, again, those things done in the dark will come to light. We will find out eventually. And it is up for you to, the viewer, to subscribe and like button, notification bell as well if you like what you see here on the channel, and to not be a diddler. Please don't, not just for me, not just for the world, for yourself from the power above as well. And then, yes, everything else, myself and for the world. Don't be a diddler. Don't be a terrible person. Be a decent human being. Treat others with respect, kindness, and be real. Stop being a manipulative asshole, narcissist. We don't need to do all these things, man. Just be authentically you and heal that if it's not a good you. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyways, I'm rambling again. Big thanks to you guys again for checking out the videos and subscribing and being a part of, you know, the bridge. A lot of new bridge builders. We call those subscribers here on the channel. We really appreciate you. So thank you so much. You really are, you know, you're helping me out. I'm trying to help the world out and you're helping me out, and I really appreciate it. Let's get the message out there. Let's have civil discourse in the comments. If you are going to be a part of it, please be respectful and good taste, good faith, and I'll see you guys in the next video.